What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you are doing well. What we're going to talk about today is our last home game of the season, and that is Leeds United versus Brighton at home. And Brighton should give everybody a certain level of PTSD because of how bad we were in that game and how poorly we played in that game. Different team this time around. We've got Premier League survival confirmed, so I think that it's going to be a pretty good atmosphere tomorrow. I'm going to the game. A bit of corporate again, but yeah, going to the game. Going to make the final home game of the season. That'll be God knows how many I've done this season for home games. So I'm very, very thankful for that. I'm very, very well aware of the fact of how lucky I am to have attended pretty much all of the home games so far this season. So this video is obviously stats heavy. Going to get into the usual bits and pieces, and we will start off with the injuries, and we'll look at Brighton in the first instance. So Brighton have got Mats Weifer, who's got a knock and is doubtful. Diego Gomez, knee injury, doubtful. We've got Adam Webster, knee injury, early August 2026. Mitoma, hamstring injury, early August 2026. And Simas is cruciate ligament injury, early August 2026. And then we move to the Leeds United players. And I think everybody's body has just given up now that our Premier League survival has been confirmed. And everybody is out. So, from a list point of view, definites Noah Okafor, calf injury. You've got Pascal Struijk, who's got hip injury, is doubtful. Gabriel Goodmanson, hamstring injury, late May. Jayden Bogle is also a hamstring injury as well. That's going to be late May. And Ile Gruev has got a meniscus injury, and that's mid-July that he will be back. Also, as well, not to throw too much of a dampener onto everything, Captain Fantastic, Mr. Ampadu, is suffering from some form of sickness, so I don't think he's trained yet this week. So if he does make training, then more than likely he'll play. But if not, there's a chance that we could be without Ampadu as well. So that's great for the final home game of the season. Pre-match standings. So our 5-game run is actually better than what Brighton's is. So Brighton are currently on 1 drawn, 1 lost, 1. And we're on 1-1 drawn, 1 drawn. So we're unbeaten in 5. Currently sat on 44 points. Brighton conversely sat on 53. They're sat in 7th. We are sat in 14th position. Head-to-head wise, so going back as far as 2021, January 2021, I should say, Brighton beat us 1-0 at home. And then going back to May 2022, it was a 1-1 draw. And then March 2023 was a 2-2 draw for us overall. So these, just before anybody says, these are all our home games against Brighton. Goal distribution, one of my favourite little stats looking around. Conceded. Now, the general, looking at it, the general number or highest amount of goals conceded tends to happen for Brighton between 30 and 45 minutes and 75 and 90 minutes. So they've conceded 19 goals in that period. We, conversely, have conceded 20 goals in that period. However, with that being said, our 45 to 90 minutes, we seem to concede a lot of second half goals, so we need to make sure that we stop doing that, because that's now 37 goals conceded in the second half of matches. Scoring-wise for Brighton, the majority of their goals that they score is between 75 and 90 minutes. If you want to take that a little bit further, at 25 goals, you're looking between 60 to 90 minutes. So we need to make sure that we're on it, we're on the ball, and we are just trying to do the best that we can do. It's going to be difficult. Brighton are flying at the moment. They're well positioned in the league. They're looking good. So we just need to make sure that we are on form and doing everything that we need to do. Recent form-wise for Brighton, so beat Brentford, beat Forest, lost to Arsenal, beat Sunderland, beat Liverpool, beat Burnley, drew against Tottenham, beat Chelsea, lost to Arsenal, and then beat Wolves. But everybody beats Wolves at this moment in time, so it's difficult to say whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. Insights-wise, we're unbeaten in our last 7 Premier League games. That's our longest run since 2001. We know this, I say it every week, but we're still underperforming our XG by 9 points. We deserve a much higher league position based off of our XG. We've won just 2 of 9 home meetings with Brighton. And Calvert-Lewin has 13 Premier League goals this season, his best run since 2020-2021. For Brighton, they've kept 10 clean sheets in their last 14 meetings with Leeds. They need wins in both their remaining matches to keep the Champions League qualification alive. Since March, Brighton have won 6 Premier League games, level with Arsenal for the most. And Brighton have won 12 of 19 all-time meetings with Leeds, losing just twice. So they do have our number. I think that's a fair assessment. Average sofa score rating. So we're sat on 6.78 and Brighton are sat on 6.82 based off of the 36 matches. We've scored 48 goals, 52. Our average goals per game is 1.3. Theirs is 1.4. We've conceded 53. They've conceded 42. 7 clean sheets for us, 10 clean sheets for them, 24 assists for us and 33 for them. Possession-wise, 45.7 and ball possession is 53.8%. Standings tracker. So, we were, up until week 3, doing okay with regards to standing tracker, but we've kind of tracked quite well with Brighton up until... Well, you see, it's weird because they pulled away from like week 6 up until week 12, and then from week 12 to week 17 to week 22 they were way down the table, and they stayed there for a few weeks, and then they've just had that meteoric rise from week 25 onwards. They've just been doing fantastically well. Us, we've maintained, come up a position, but we've done all right so far this season. Top scorers, for us, it's Calvert-Lewin on 13 goals, a 6.83 foot mob rating. XG is 15.26, 1 assist, 33 matches played. For Welbeck, foot mob rating exactly the same, 6.83, 13 goals scored. His XG is 12.23, 1 assist and 35 matches played overall. Top rated players for both teams. So, for us, it goes in the usual order. Anton Stack at 7.14, Ethan Ampadu at 7.13, Darlow as near as making a difference 7, James Justin as near as making a difference 7, Noah Okafor as near as making a difference 7. One is definitely out from that list, which is Noah Okafor, and one is a doubt, which is Ethan Ampadu. For Brighton, Van Hecke is on 7.29, Verbruggen is on 7.09, Lewis Dunk is on 7. Minte is on 6.87 and De Cooper is on 6.85. SofaScore gave him a rating of like 9 point something in the last game that they played. So De Cooper is on a decent run of form at this moment in time. Now the more stats heavy stuff. So goals per game 1.4, penalty goals they've scored 3 out of 5 penalty goals. Free kicks is 1 of 14. Goals from inside the box is 45 from 305. From outside the box is 6 from 158, 13 left-footed, 30 right-footed, 8 headed goals, 2.4 big chances per game, and they miss half of those. Total shots per game is in and around 13. Shots on target is 5. Shots off target is also 5. Block shots is 3.4. Successful dribbles per game is 7. 5 corners per game, 10 free kicks per game. They've hit the woodwork 13 times in 23 counter-attacks. From a ball possession point of view, as I said earlier, it's about 54%. 398 accurate passes, which is 83.8%. In their own half is a 92% success ratio. In the opposition half, interestingly, is only 75% success ratio. Under 50% for accurate long balls, and for accurate crosses, again, under 50% at 26.5. Defending, 10 clean sheets. They concede 1.2 per game. 18 tackles per game, 9 interceptions per game, 23.6 to 24 clearances per game, 3 saves per game, 49 balls recovered per game, 23 errors leading to shots. Of those errors, 11 have led to a goal, 6 penalties committed, 5 penalty goals conceded, 4 clearances off the line, and 6 last man tackles. They win 49% of their duels, of which 35 of those are ground duels and 14.6 are aerial duels. They lose possession per game 130 times, 16.6 throw-ins per game, so 17, 7.8 goal kicks, offside per game probably twice, fouls per game is 12, yellow cards per game is 2.4, and red cards is 0. Looking at the team that they had for the last game that they played, so in goal, they had Verbruggen. They had back four of Kadioglu. Hope I've said that right. Lewis Dunk, Van Hecke and Veltman. then a midfield of Gross and Belabor, and then an attacking front three of De Cooper, Hinchelwood and Minte, and then they had Danny Welbeck up top by himself. So that 4-2-3-1 formation that we know very, very well. Now, basing this off of us having the full gamut of injuries, i.e. nobody out of the squad is going to make it who was potential or potentially not, this is what I would go for this game. I would go for a 3-4-3. And the way that I would run this out is I would have Darlow in goal, Rodon, Biol and Bornau as the back three. Bornau did fine when he came in the last match that we played. I would then have a midfield four of James, Longstaff, Tanaka and Justin across the midfield. What that gives us is the opportunity for Justin to slip back into defence or for James to slip back into defence. I know he wasn't brilliant in the last game, but it's his first game for a very, very long time, so I can cut him a little bit of slack. I'd then have a front three line of Stack and Nonto, and they would be in behind Calvert-Lewin. So again, you've got Stack and Nonto that can come in to help the midfield if the two quote-unquote wing-backs go back into defence to keep the midfield as a four, or they can bump into the midfield to make it a six and really stack out the midfield. That, for me, I think would work quite nicely. We just need to keep on doing what we've been doing. We're not on the beach. We're trying to get as many points as is humanly possible, and we just need to carry this on, keep going, keep the faith, keep everybody happy, and the players that come in hopefully will do well. I'm interested to see if Longstaff comes in, what he's able to do. He's done quite well in the cameos that he's had so far when he's come in. It'd be interesting to see what James is like with another game under his belt. I just want Nonto to start. He deserves it, in my opinion, and he needs it. I know Farke doesn't trust him for whatever reason, but that's the lineup that I would like to see. And hopefully that can bear some fruit for us. It's going to do it for this one. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please make sure that you click the like button. Make sure that you are subscribed, your notifications are turned on. Make sure you're commenting, hyping, all of that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio version of this, just make sure that you're liking the audio for me. We're on your favourite platforms, which is Apple Podcast and Spotify as well. Also, you can see on the screen there as well is my little Finalysis guy. Get involved with Finalysis. It's completely fan-driven. It's completely free. It's a really good way of just fans, without journalists getting involved, being able to say what they want to say with regards to players and squads and the ratings that you give for the players. Like I said, it's all free. So you can find me under Leeds Therapy, all one word, capital L, capital T for the therapy side of things, but all one word. Have a look for me on there, see if you want to follow me. And thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Cheers.